and several other books there that will talk about money. And you can go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Charles Apoki, and you will see my lectures on money. So the topic I was given, the home, the backbone of a functional society. I want to take my bearing from Proverbs chapter 24, from verse 3. The Bible says, through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. That is to say, by wisdom is a house built. By understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and precious ornaments. How many chieftaincy houses do you have in this kingdom? 34. So, when we talk about house or home, we are not necessarily talking about the marriage alone. We are talking about an institution that can translate. When you say the house of David, the house of Issachar, we are talking about a lineage. And so, the Bible is saying here that by wisdom is a house built. By understanding it is established. So before a family can become, a home can become a backbone of a society, it has to be strong. If the backbone is not strong, that family is virtually useless. And today, as I was thinking about what to share with you, I went into chemistry. In chemistry, there's something called allotropy. Allotropy is the existence of an element in different forms in the same state. So also families can exist in different forms as families. It will surprise you, some of you, to know that charcoal, graphite, that thing in the middle of a battery, and some companies use it as lubricant, and diamonds are the same thing, carbon. Charcoal is amorphous, it has no shape. There are families without shape. When a man dies, they say, we are regret to announce the death of Chief Okubuluku, survived by 42 children, amongst whom are Mr. So. After 3 children, they will say, and many others too numerous to mention. All those children too numerous to mention are the Popo Gari of the family. That family is amorphous, without shape. And then there is graphite. Graphite is hexagonal. It has 6 sides, but it is flat. There are some families that are just flat. Every person at the same level. Like in my area, when you call family meeting, nearly every person will either trek down or come with Okada. That family cannot be the backbone of a strong society. But there is diamond. Diamond is tetrahedral in nature, and it is like this camera stand. You see, for you to have a strong family that can become a backbone of a society, a functional society, this tetrahedral shape, you will have God at the head. I come from an idolatrous background. We found that communities or families that do not worship God, after some time they disappear into oblivion. So you must have God at the head. And if you don't have God at the head, there are some things that will happen. Between my wife and I will share some things with you. I've been married for 39 years. Between my wife and I, when we were running business together, there are days 3 things will happen that can cause divorce. But because God is at the head, and you fear him and respect him, you will not think of divorce. Forget we pastors, when we put posters, we will stand with our wives like this, as if we know the quarrel. If those posters can talk, you go see poster when they shake like this. You go ask them, poster wetin dey happen? You say, wetin mommy dey do our daddy for house You see? One day, I had a quarrel with my wife, and our bed is very big. It's very good for quarrel. So, she was lying somewhere on the other side. I was lying on the other side. If your leg won't touch me, I go remove my leg. If you won't look me, I go remove face. I can't do like Christmas for my own house. Suddenly, the Spirit of God ministered to me. He said, 2 shall be lying on the bed, and 1 will be taken away. I said, I mean, 9 they preach, 9 people know. So if they can't take my wife, leave me, I will can't remain. Now turn, hold on. You said you do. Whether she was right or she was wrong, all I want is to please God. If you have a hot temper, you can't stay in marriage, particularly as a man. Marriage is the only institution, even if your wife annoys you, you will apologize to her. You need to be stupid to remain married for a long time. I've been full stupid for 39 years, and I'm enjoying the stupidity. Man way too wise, you know they fit marry. Woman way too wise, you know they fit marry. So it's the fear of God that keeps a marriage going at the peak. At the base of the marriage is the husband, at another leg is the wife, at another leg are the children. You need that base and the sides to build a strong family. I will just quickly look at some characteristics of having a tetrahedral arrangement of a family. So we've looked at God, we've looked at the children, we've looked at the wife, the husband, and the middle is the society and the environment. Number 1, you must have capacity. A family that has no capacity is a useless family. That joke that man was cracking, Charles, doesn't happen in Assemblies of God Church. When they said, the woman came out. The next preacher said, church. The woman said, I hope my ego is still correct. Then the guest preacher said, oh yeah, I don't want to point to him, let me point to each. Oh yeah, or bold diggy. Then the woman said, oh yeah, or dindu. Whether is this one alive? Am I talking to somebody? Yes. When a man starts introducing himself to his wife, don't you know I'm your husband? No, you are not functioning well. You don't introduce yourself to your wife. Don't you know I'm your husband? Buy her a car, she will know that you are your husband. So capacity, financial capacity. I stopped practicing medicine 25 years ago. But I made up my mind. None of my mates will come from America and intimidate me with anything, including foreign currency. And so as a man, you must work. You must be enterprising. You must be productive. Because a man shall provide for his family. Whosoever does not provide for his family is worse than an unbeliever because he has betrayed the faith. I don't like men who come to tell me, my wife born, give me money to pay hospital bill. Pregnancy is not an emergency. Gave you 9 months notice. Don't turn your irresponsibility to an emergency for me. I trained children, 3 children overseas without practicing medicine in Uganda, in Europe. I was ready to do anything legitimate to make sure my family does not lack. Sometimes we men like us from the Niger Delta, we tend to be lazy and give excuses. Capacity. A woman must have capacity. Breast and buttocks have expiring date. The bigger the buttocks, the more irresponsible it becomes in old age. It sounds like Mercedes Concord that carries cement. Don't look at me like that. I know they shame. Now call me. When Isaac was to marry Rebecca, yes, he said, the woman that I will tell, give me water to drink, and she will say, I will water your camels. It's the woman. Don't let your erection give you direction. The womb that will carry your children must have the mental capacity to carry your vision. Another Odoziaku is no longer a title in this generation. You must produce Aku, not Oriaku. Don't deliver like the Hebrew woman, produce like the Hebrew woman. The woman fetched water for 10 camels. Each camel drinks 30 gallons of water. Times 4, that's 120 liters of water. Times 10 camels, that's 1,200 liters of water. Times acceleration due to gravity. Times the distance to the well, plus the depth of the well. Times acceleration due to gravity. If there was a slope, times the coefficient of the slope. I go school. Pastor, when no go school, now somebody shout hallelujah, and then they talk. And the well in John chapter 4 was excavated in 1945. It was 138 feet deep. Madam, apart from belle, wetin you fit do? Apart from cook, wetin you fit do? Apart from dress, wetin you fit do? So she fetched 1,200 liters of water. Women, Bonny women, gele is not enough. Develop capacity, intellectual capacity. I left the two schools we own, the businesses we own to my wife. I don't go there so that I can use my brain to think. Capacity, competence, what can you handle well? Some of you women to answer phone, you go do like mumu. Hey, very funny time now. Okay, chicken marry born. Mumu. Can't answer common phone. Some of you will receive 7 missed calls before you pick up. It's your mate. When I went for another podcast, they were talking about orgasm. I tell them, say, me, I don't. It is orgasm or conjugal and orgasm is her problem. Am I talking to somebody? Yes. Intellectual capacity, emotional capacity. This thing happen, you just come, daddy, it don't happen, everything. A man used a vehicle to block my street when my drivers closed. They said, call your husband, call your husband. She said, this man is too small for me to handle. I don't need to trouble my husband. Hey, drivers, throw away this vehicle. They threw it away. If somebody provokes me when my wife is talking, are you talking to my husband like that? Say, see me, boy. Tragically, men in the Niger Delta fear strong women. They like mumu women. Daddy, anything you tackle. Daddy, anything you tackle. Monkey. Instead of me to marry you, I for buy monkey. They play with anything you tackle. When your wife is strong, you are strong. I train my daughter. My daughter is strong. She manages her schools with my wife. She will tell them. Now my papa then call them. They don't call me. If you mess up near me, I mess you up. A woman, you know Queen Teritu of Ethiopia. She was married to Menelik. Menelik was a man who was never scared when the Italians wanted to invade Ethiopia. It was Queen Teritu that led people to war. What shall I say about Queen Nziga of Luanda? Queen Nziga, the brother sent him to go and negotiate with the Portuguese. When she got there, the Portuguese man refused to give him a chair to sit down. She called a man to kneel down. She sat on a chair on the man and negotiated with the Portuguese. When the brother heard what the sister did, he committed suicide. But Queen Nziga fought the Portuguese and defeated them for 40 years. If you go to Luanda, you will see the statue of women Ziga with a spear. We must not train women only for the kitchen today. We must train them to be able to take over our businesses when we pass on, if the boys are not standing. Check Dangote's daughter. The biggest foundation, one of the biggest foundations in the world is Sabanchi Foundation. They pay 5% of the annual tax of Turkey. It's managed by a woman. Lado group of companies in Lagos is managed by a woman. Bonny men, let's empower our women. Let's give them capacity to function. If they excel in our name, then they answer. The next thing is that you must have intellectual capacity, physical capacity. Each house you are seeing here, not the only Ngworo, not the Alaputa chieftaincy house or Pekul house. These are warriors men, strong men, courageous men who had war canoes and were ready to confront any territorial aggression towards their kingdom. You must raise men and women in your families that are courageous. You don't intimidate an Apoki. No, you don't try it. You don't try it. Intellectual competence. My children, they excel academically. Oh, no, they carry last. At 56, when I went to do masters in public admin, I scored 10 A's. No person has beaten that record. My granddaughter today scores the highest average in the whole of her class in my school. That carry brain and rule over people. This is a generation where brains rule. Yahoo boys can buy cars, but they will sell them later. So, then the next thing is content. Content and character. Character, integrity, punctuality, entrepreneurial spirit, and then the ability to have self-discipline. I told you yesterday, I've been married for 39 years and started inserting my hand into the genitalia of women at the age of 20. I was the medical director of Royal Hospital, Bogo Road, at the age of 27. I opened my first hospital at the age of 29. I've been working with women throughout my life. I have never kissed another woman. Because I respect myself. Instead of side chicks, I do side deals. You are not hearing me well. Instead of side chicks, I do side deals. Me, to go naked for woman. And the grace, for many reasons, I'm too much for that. No woman is worth it. Because I respect myself. I was in my king's palace. And you know, I'm not a chief. One chief just wore a fan belt around his neck with a bed sheet that they put Aku. He came. And I sat at the back. He just came. He said, I should get up. I said, I can't get up. I came here before you. He said, why can't you get up? I said, because I am Dr. Charles Apoki. He said, awesome, Igbo. He greeted me. I have intentionally built a brand. You intentionally build a strong family. You intentionally build a global family, a competitive family. Not anything can happen for this family, some go rich, some go poor. What kind of family is that? You intentional. The next thing is that families that must complement each other. Okay? Look, initially, the first 5 years, I quarrel every day, me and my wife. Sometimes when they go preach, when they go preach on marriage, as when they go like this, the quarrel will go come. Not be me cause I'm on. Somebody will just drive fast. I'll say, why is this man driving like a madman? My wife say, man of God, madman. Now from there, small, go. Come for it. Then God told me one day, now everything you tell me and the answer you. I say no. You see, not be everything your wife talk with the answer. Are you following what I'm saying? I was importing cars with my friend, and we had challenges throughout the journey. Then God asked me, since we were traveling with this your friend, when I don't quarrel, he said no. I said no. He said, why would I never quarrel? I said, no, because now my friend. He said, go home and befriend your wife. So I went home and befriended her. I became her friend. we started complimenting each other. When husband and wife compliment each other, you don't come and report my wife to me. You know, when people can't enter your family, daddy is a very good man, now madam. Because you can't enter my family, now madam bad. Because the woman is the Holy Spirit of the house. He knows a bad friend before you will. He knows a bad child before you will know. He will lead you into all truth. And when woman hides something, FBI know the VCM. So I started cooperating with her and relating with her, and our finances, everything about us increased. I was preaching in Kano, and they needed to pay school fees for one of my children in dollars, in euro. My wife paid without waiting for me. Then my husband, don't worry, I've paid. Now, so you know, say, some of our women are wicked. We will buy motor for now. Petrol go finish for road. You go leave the motor for them, and you get money for cost. What do they worry you? You go admit woman for hospital. Make you pay deposit for hospital before your husband come, and they wait for my husband. And money they cost. You be witch. What do they worry you? And so poverty is strong for our family. Each family must be like the Rothschild family. All for one and one for all. If one person enters trouble, let the whole family come out and defend that person. After defending the person, you can take the person home and rebuke the person. Am I talking to somebody? If you are the rich man in the family and there's problem in the family, come out and solve that family problem to remove the shame. Not say good for them, because your name is involved. Am I talking to somebody? It is this kind of families that cooperate, and that's what the rich do. That's what the rich do. They defend themselves. Donald Trump and his family, Tinubu and his family. In politics now, the rich men, their children are replacing them after they left office. Am I talking to somebody? In the north, when they leave military, they replace each other. It's only in the Niger Delta. When you come out office, you don't go put another person where you come from your family, because you don't want to make somebody better like you. So, you must complement each other. You must have charisma, sense of decency, sense of orderliness, know how to talk to each other. Don't use foul language in family meetings. I'm an honorable man. Sometimes I feel offended. The kind of names we answer are names of quarrel. Atameya one said that they talk at the waka pass. Onokerera, you they listen to them. You know, names of quarrel. And you know, because we quarrel with each other so much and we are not united, we just remain at the same level. When a family stays together and they cooperate with one another, they do better and people fear them. You see, sardines in the Indian Ocean during the sardine season in Durban, sardines, when they move, they have an electromagnetic sensor. They all move in one direction. They move in another direction. But you see, sharks have uniocular vision. Human beings have binocular vision. When a shark looks the big sardine school of fish moving in one direction, you go say, which kind of big animal come dey this ocean now? Then you will now see some rebellious over sabi sardine. They go come out, light go come show. You go say, no, na fish be this. Then you will eat them. Don't ever tear your family apart. Don't ever go and gossip your husband to another person. They try. If Nami are not going to take her, she's taking worse than you. Worse than you. Taking worse than you. Am I talking to somebody? And every family and men, look up please. Men, nothing say because we'll be men, we'll just get dirty like that. No. Take care of your fingernails. Beards prick the necks of women like pins. So when you embrace them from behind, this the thing they chook them. Oga, why they look like that? My wife no dey. As I dey go home, I go shave. Yes. Now just dey. Now work I come. Shave. Yes. Cut your fingernails. File them in one direction. Because if you want to go to Jerusalem and you are feeling for some plugs and all those wires, it can injure her. Am I talking to somebody? Don't wear one boxer twice. Don't wear one singlet twice. One of my friends dead body odor. Fear no, they let me tell and since. One day now, sum up courage. I said, my friend, buy Technosol soap. I know they wear one boxer twice. And they bath 3 times a day when I go preach. I go bath for money, bath before I go preach, bath when I come back. For my house, if you no bath, you know they chop. Because now women, they control us. And then they control us. You must bath before you chop. You must bath before you chop. If you no bath, no food. If sand, my wife come back, he mark sand. Trouble. I know they go near in toilet because if he come back, stay there. War. Am I talking to somebody? So men, you cannot be a man. You go government college, you get like me when go leave boys school. Do like Chris. The woman go the vex. Before I go to Jerusalem, I perfume myself. So that when my wife comes to embrace me, I'm a living sacrifice with a sweet smelling savour. So, finally, every family must intentionally develop themselves to be competitive, to occupy space, because nature abhors vacuum. Anywhere your family shift commode, another family will take them. Families that are backbone of societies are families that stay, like the daughters of Zelophehad. Because our father had no sons, shall there be no land for our fathers? And Moses said, give them land. I said this that will annoy men in the Niger Delta. I'm saying that these inheritance laws, if we have a senior son that is a mumu, that cannot take care of the inheritance, let a woman be the head of the family trust, manage it well, give dividends to that man, so that the name of the family will not get lost. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. God bless you.
That clap will not encourage Dr. Charles. What Dr. Charles trying to do